One uploader caught video of this man taking a hammer to Christopher Columbus's statue.
I'm a little confused about our city and why it's Indigenous Peoples Day / Columbus Day. Columbus?
Meanwhile, in the States, San Antonio Spurs head coach Gregg Popovich went off on our own hypocrisies.
Look like a heavy thing. Piece of history right there. Piece of history gone right there.
Low. I mean, he initiated a New World genocide. That's what he did. And beginning with him and what he set in motion and what followed meant the annihilation of every indigenous person in Hispaniola, which was Haiti and the Dominican Republic today. That's what he did. He took slaves, he mutilated, he murdered. They're gonna say slash and honor him. Well, I gotta give the San Antonio Independent School District a little bit of credit because at least they added Indigenous Peoples Day along with it. And that's a step in the right direction. But what the hell is Alamo Heights thinking? It's Columbus Day. That's why they're off on Monday? Maybe there's something I'm missing and I'm ignorant. But it makes me feel like they're living in a phone booth and they're educating our kids. Columbus Day, and we're going to honor that. And it's no knock on Italian Americans. That's a silly argument.
He was preaching in this presser. That took place in 2021, yet still remains prevalent because a portion of Americans simply do not evolve with the facts of the case. They continually cling to what they were taught decades ago and do not care to even entertain what actually transpired.
The point with Columbus is that he was one of the primary men, to bring civilization to this side of the globe.
This side of the political spectrum, who do not consider those who were already in the Americas as human, continue to wash away the history, or at least they try.
On the way, it goes through my mind that I hope they're going to be okay. And most of you in this room, when we were in school, we worried if Nancy would dance with us on Friday after the football game or something. That was our anxiety. But they're going to cloak all this stuff, the myth of the Second Amendment, the freedom. It's a myth, it's a joke.
Prior to the matchup against the tanking Dallas Mavericks, San Antonio Spurs head coach Gregg Popovich spoke on gun violence in America, and he called out Republicans by name, including Texas Senator Ted Cruz, who voted against certifying the 2020 election.
It's just a game they play. I mean, that's freedom. Is it freedom for kids to go to school and try to socialize and try to learn and be scared to death that they might die that day? But Ted Cruz will fix them because he's going to double the number of cops in the schools. That's what he wants to do. Well, that'll create a great environment. Is that freedom?
Then Pop's ire honed in on Republican Thomas Massie, who made a spectacle of the guns he and his family own.
Or is it freedom to have a congressman who can make a postcard with all his family holding rifles, including an AR-15 or whatever? Is that cool?
He would not be done.
Okay, I think if you like your washing machine, you should be able to keep your washing machine.
Calling out Tennessee's Senator Marsha Blackburn.
Her comment after the massacre, my office is in contact with federal, state, and local officials, and we stand ready to assist. In what? They're dead. What are you going to assist with? Cleaning up their brains off the wall? Wiping the blood off the schoolroom floor? What are you going to assist with?
Sticking with Tennessee, the governor of the state, Bill Lee, would also be called out.
Bill Lee, I'm closely monitoring the tragic situation. Please join us in prayer. What are you monitoring? They're dead. children. They're dead. When I pick up my 6 and 11-year-old grandkids at school, when I'm here at home, on the way, it goes through my mind that I hope they're going to be okay.
Lastly, Pop sounds like any person who simply uses logic.
I don't get it. You know, the greed of the gun lobbies and the manufacturers is obvious. We all know that. Money talks. But the cowardice and the selfishness of the legislators who are so scared to death of being primaried and losing their job, losing their power, losing their salary, you'd like to get each one of them in a room, just one by one, and say, what's more important to you? If you could vote for some good gun safety laws that most of the public agrees to, would you do that if it saved one kid? Or is your job and your money so important to you that you would say, screw the kid? What's in your mind? And I think about what
The head coach is saying what we have said for a long, long time. It can be kids in school getting shot, or it could be free health care, or it could be caring about the climate. It simply does not matter. This goes across the board. The biggest problem is money in politics. Thing is, Gregg Popovich has been doing all of this for years. Here he is talking about it in 2019.